What's up, guys? Welcome back to RPEG Electronics. Sorry it's been so long since my last video, but today I did want to introduce the official Gun4IR DIY PCBs created by Jaybee, okay, the creative Gun4IR. So before anything, I did want to show you guys, it's been a while since I actually posted anything, but I actually met Jaybee in person in Japan, and we got one rare picture of him. So to emphasize, this is Jaybee, that's him. This is me, Ray, okay? Ray, seller, modern the US. Jay, creator of the Gun4IR system and the PCBs and pretty much everything, okay? I don't know why our parents named us so close together, but so for any confusion, that's him. Cool. All right. Now that that's over, I promised him I would do that once. Okay. Let's look at the PCBs. All right. So I'm going to start for the smallest one. Okay. This is the Gun4IR DIY PCB. This is for basically modding small guns that really are tight on space. You have the A, B button, the trigger, and one recoil or rumble feedback. Okay, you can only choose one on this PCB. All right, but it's so small. See, you can hide it in my hand. All right, and you can choose which you want, solenoid or rumble, by using this little breaker pad here. I'm not going to explain how these all are put together. There is a guide video for that when you make your purchase. Okay. To emphasize, all of these boards are just the bare PCBs, okay? You have to actually get all your electrical components, your resistors, and your transistors and everything separately, okay? We're just selling you the board so that it makes your life easier for some specific guns. This is a universal one, okay? This is the large size, full size universal one. This is what we call the light one. This is the full size. You can put the Pro Micro here. Okay, and then you have both feedbacks. You have rumble and recoil. Okay, and yeah, you have all your buttons here labeled and broken out for you. A, B, up, down, left, right, trigger, and then you can even hook up a RGB LED. All right, so you can do one or the other with this one. It's a D-pad or RGB LED, not both. Okay, everything is specifically shown off here very clearly. Okay, and again, I'm not going to go through the whole demo of this. Jaybee has his own video on that you will be receiving when you make your purchase of a Gun4IR license. That is not included with the purchase of any of these. This is merely a physical hardware sale. It is mandatory to get a Gun4IR license to do anything with this. Okay, this is just a routing PCB. Okay, so this is for larger guns. You can fit a universal one there, put as many buttons as you want on there. All right, and then you can have all the components in one neat, clean spot. Okay, moving on to the, and just to show you what it looks like, all right, this example of how it looks when it's fully populated, minus the camera, all right? And moving on to the one that most people were wanting, this is the Guncon1 PCB, okay? So this is for the Japan, this is designed for the Japan black Guncon1, okay? The orange and gray ones, you may not be able to have a perfect fit because there is some variation in the made in China orange and black ones. We only use the black ones. Sorry, the orange and gray made in China ones may not fit perfectly. We only use the black ones for our mods. Okay, all the components here as well. All right, and the more difficult one, which is the Guncon2. All right, you will have to desolder the D-pad connectors and then also the B button connectors. All right, again, the guide will explain everything. I'm just introducing the product that's going to be available. Well, that is already available on rpegelectronics.com. We just did not have a chance to actually make a video yet. Okay. All right. So after introducing the PCBs, and then we gave you an example. All right, let's do the OCD thing. Okay. This is how it looks like roughly when it's, well, not roughly, but this is how it looks like when it's done soldering, okay? That's the universal, that's the Guncon1, okay? You have to get all of these little resistors and transistors and things by yourself. We don't include that, all right? We don't include a soldering iron, obviously. You have to have your own soldering iron, helping hands tools, solder, obviously, okay? And there are optional accessories that you can get for this. Now, some accessories that would be very useful are the rumble motor, okay? The fisheye lens, this little pairing connector. This is just to extend wires for the rumble motor, because you got to go from the top to the bottom of the gun, and of course you need the Arduino. All right, these along with the 3D printed holders for Guncon1 and 2 will be available as a separate as a kit. So you can get the PCB, the accessories kit, our custom really nice cable, which is if you want to install recoil on there, okay, you need these recoil wires. It has the USB and DC barrel connector for the recoil, and it's a beautiful 10-foot long cable. All right, these will be included in a kit. All right, that is optional purchase. And with the kit, the Gun4IR license will also be included. We're also going to include the camera, which is one of the hardest parts to get because you can't buy this commonly. All right, we will include it for you, the authentic camera. All right, and that'll save you some time and money. All right, and the optional part, which is going to be sold separately, is the LED sensors. Okay, these are you need only one set of LED sensors per TV, meaning if you have 2 TVs and you want to move your gun from one TV to another, you need 2 of these, one on each. Okay, if you have a very large TV, all right, these are made for 65-inch. Technically it can go up to 75-inch. We made the wires longer now. We have custom wires now. But if you want to use a 75-inch or 86-inch TV, it's not really recommended, but you can use 2 sets of LEDs per side, okay? So I'm going to try to show you an example here. All right, 2 sets of LEDs on the side like this. All right, so 6 LEDs so that you get a brighter spot, and you can play on a bigger screen. But it's really not recommended to go that big, because you do need a large amount of distance between you and the screen so that the gun can see the screen. Okay, but these are our really nice new custom cables. They have an on-off switch. All right, we had these specially made just for us. You got a nice splitter in the middle. Now there's no more separate cable. There's no more DC to USB cable. It's unnecessary. It's just a regular USB. You can't screw it up. I had a few people plugging their LEDs into their recoil 12-volt power supply. That obviously burned them out. Okay, and now the cables are actually modular. Okay, you can actually remove them, and if you ever break or something, you for some reason you manage to kill it somehow or smash it or whatever, you can always replace one module. All right, and you can, if you need one, contact us. We'll sell you one if you really need it. Okay, so these are necessary, but you only need 1 set per TV, so you don't have to go buying like 10 of these each time you buy a PCB. Okay, if you are doing only a rumble gun, meaning that you only want the vibration, you don't need to use a DC power cable. You just need a regular micro USB cable. So basically, with just the PCB and the Arduino, you can build at least a basic no feedback or rumble feedback gun with just a USB cable. All right, fisheye lens, everything to make it better is optional. But this is a way for you guys to, have some fun and enjoy, the building process. It's a very enjoyable process personally, okay? And you're gonna need all these little components here and there. All these little resistors and things like that, they are on the parts list for when you purchase. After you purchase the license, you'll get a guide showing you exactly what parts you need, what resistor, what everything, all right? It's actually already on the DIY PDF guide too, but you'll have a video to show you. But even without those, you can just build a simple, point and shoot gun, no feedbacks. That's perfectly fine. You just need this Arduino camera and a USB cable. Okay, and also, while we're at this, this is not going to be in the kit because everyone may not use this, but we also have our own 12-volt, our high quality power supply. All right. These are heavy duty. If you feel them, they already way heavier than the regular ones that you may find on Amazon. I was not too happy with some of the Amazon quality control. Most of the time, their power supplies worked fine, but I had a few instances where the power supply was just not consistent, so I decided to import my own. This is the brand. We call it Dodging. I call it DJ. All right. This is the brand that we use on our $1,000 karaoke machines, but obviously the much bigger one. This is a 12-volt, 3-amp power supply. All right, it's very good for for continuous recoil power. It even has an LED indicator. So the LED indicator, if you wired your recoil in reverse, this will immediately cut off its power, and it will turn off, and that's how you know, okay, you did something wrong. Or if if you see like your power LED blinking, then something's off with your wiring. All right, so that's a nice little indicator. They're small, okay, easy to store in anywhere. Okay, it is recommended to use only one power supply per gun. Okay, do not try to split this into two. All right, that's just best habits. Okay, so that's pretty much the introduction I wanted to do to the PCBs. All right, I want to emphasize again that this is a 100% DIY, do-it-yourself, product. All right, we are not responsible if you don't know how to solder, or you make a mistake, or you break your Arduino, or things of that sort. Okay, this is just like any other put it together yourself product. You have to have some experience with electrical components. Okay, good quality soldering iron, I will tell you, goes a long way. Using those cheap like 99-cent store soldering irons without any heat control, probably not a good way to go. You will have some messy connections there. Okay, but that's all I wanted to show you. Again, big shout out to Jaybee, who created all of this and gave us permission to sell here. In the US, all of our shipping is free. Okay, we will give you a free USPS ground shipping at least, or UPS ground shipping with your purchase, and yeah, that's it. Okay, taxes already included in the price, except for New York. All right, so other than that, if you're in New York, you can just actually pick up from me locally if you like. We're right here in Flushing. Okay, so again, shout out to Jaybee, this guy. All right, the creator. Thanks, buddy. Okay, I'll see you guys on the next video. I didn't want this one to go too long.